Hi, hello. Thank you for being here and welcome back. In case you don't know it, we're Average Roll. We're a group of Chilean RPG gamers, and we're about to play a session of Dungeons and Dragons in an ongoing campaign called Mysteries from the Keep. But before we jump into the action, however, I'd like to ask my fellow players how are they doing today, and how are they feeling about this hopefully last session because this adventure has been super long, unexpectedly so, but it's okay. So let's start with Jose. How are you feeling today?
Very fine. You know, I was entirely sure that we said only two episode will be this section.
Yeah.
Why four? Oh, now
Yeah.
I remember Balmexes.
Yeah, well, matches. Yeah, that's the reason. The sapien cat. No, and everything else. It was supposed to be 2 sessions. It ended up being 4. I hope you enjoy them, everybody. We are enjoying it, I think. So, Patty, how are you doing?
I'm good. I mean, you put us this amazing market when we lost a lot of time buying stuff.
It's true.
So, yeah. Now I'm doing good. We're having rain, but no problems
It's
right
true.
now with the rain.
Yeah. Well, just as a warning, if this goes off, I don't know you'll ever see this if it does, but well, it could happen.
In
It's
Santiago,
raining.
it rains and the light go out.
Blame the weather.
That's how. Let's blame the weather. Exactly. How about you, Daniel? How are you doing today?
I'm doing better, more rested. I spent most of the day playing the new old Spider-Man game that is now available on the PC with my nephew. We've been looking forward to it for a while. So that was most of the day.
That sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least, how about our sapient cat, or should I say, Juan, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, I think. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just spending a lot of money on unnecessary things, as you may remember.
As we all do.
Well, first of all, second of all, I did buy the Tiamat Funko. It's behind me.
Yeah,
You know what is cool about it? It has a D20 inside, and it's really pretty. The one is a Funko skull.
Now
that's super cool.
Yeah, and the texture feels it. So yeah, I've been spending money that I needed to give to myself anyway. So I'm doing okay. So I bought that, and then my processor decided to die. So hey, silver lining. But I'm okay. I'm doing good. Just tired as always, but good.
I hope your PC get better soon.
Yeah, one day.
You know that if you need technical help, you can come with me.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't need a lot of technical help when it comes to burning a computer, so that's fine.
Sure. Okay, so we're missing a player because our friend Diego is on his honeymoon. So if you're watching this, Diego, have a nice honeymoon. Enjoy your honeymoon. Don't think about us or anything.
Yeah, we're sorry we killed your character.
Yeah, no, we'll try not to. So that we need to discuss that, by the way. What we're going to do with Paki Faywalker.
Level 2 characters are frail.
Are extremely frail. I have an idea. But it would be one of those things that works in the fiction, like if we were reading a novel or anything like that, or in a movie. But in D&D would be a little bit weird. Is that I could basically dramatically take out Paki out of action, but you would need to, in a way, meta game and not try to, bring him back in any way until the end of the adventure. So if you're okay with that, we can do that. Another option would be to have him being there but not doing anything. And another one would be for somebody else to play with Paki, which would basically amount to use him in combat if necessary, and probably not much else. So, what are we going to do? What are your ideas?
I don't think we would have a problem using them in combat. The main issue is that at this point, Faywalker has been our main face character, and from what I remember, we were left in a sort of an NPC interaction.
Exactly.
So we would have to make an effort for like Valmeches or somebody else to like step up and make the discussion.
Go,
So it's a bit of
Briar.
meta of not
Go,
trying
Briar,
to
go.
roleplay.
I'm sort of away at the moment, if you remember.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Oh, right.
That's
sort of
the other
away.
problem. Yeah, he's
I'm
beneath
scouting.
the house.
Mm.
Beneath the house. But you could come back. It's an
Yeah,
option.
yeah, definitely,
So,
definitely.
we can do that. So, how about the rest of you? What do you feel? How do you feel about this?
I agree with Daniel.
Yeah.
It's mostly the problem that Paki has been or group face. So every chat, every dialogue is very heavy in them. I can't see Face Cry taking that kind of conversations.
I mean,
mean-
FaceScribe has an 8 charisma. He is willing to talk.
No,
But he
please
will
no.
talk.
It won't go well. Yeah,
Please,
Yeah.
please no.
probably.
Please no.
I think in that case, I think that we should take him away, like, because how are we going to make him be there and not talk? You know?
I mean, what
Maybe,
Diego said is that their instinct was to stay quiet. And that it was only when they looked around and nobody was speaking that Diego realized, oh, I guess I have to go and talk. Or when some of us, like, I think literally there's a moment where FaceScribe turned and went like, you should go talk to them at the bookshop. And like that's why that happened. So
In that case, I would say then that we could just follow that instinct, and then the rest of you would need now to step up and try
You
to
have
talk
to
and do
step
the
up and
conversation.
talk.
Yeah,
Or
I have no
Sure,
problem with
okay.
FaceScribe being the one that talks. I just say like
I mean,
I drive straight into FaceScribe's flaw, which is extremely rude.
I know.
or
Yeah.
Flo can go ahead and hit someone right away.
and
And
Exactly.
diplomacy goes away by the
That's another
window.
option. Yeah.
Yes, which is an option. You know, violence is always option, man.
Why, Juan? I love that.
It's super easy. It's just a switch that happens. you know,
Yeah.
so-
It's in you. It's
Yeah.
always there. It's just waiting.
yeah,
you know?
it's always been there. Like every time I get on the on
Oh,
everything.
that's so
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. I would go for either chloroform or combat only. Like
Okay.
one of the two.
So I think that in that case, let's go for combat only then,
Mhm.
Okay.
because then you can use it. I think that's the majority, and I agree. Well, you're gonna need to do whatever it is.
Okay.
So any other thing? Go
I
ahead.
just want to clarify. Unless Balmetes returns, is FaceScribe going to be the one talking? Like Jose, Patty, do
I
you
mean-
want your character to talk?
Well, I mean, we
Well-
don't know
well,
what's going to happen.
It depends on
You
what
don't
happens.
know.
yeah,
Plus
it depends
one
on what happens.
charisma.
But
What's your charisma, Patty?
my charisma is.
I just checked. It's +1. It's 12.
I have a +1. It's 12.
Yeah,
The thing that
yeah.
I'm shy when I'm
Yeah.
Briar.
But you have a
And
kind
I-
face.
Yeah. And I'm rude when I'm Flo. So
Mm-hmm.
I think Saku must save this. Yes.
Oh god.
Saku is the one. Is the chosen one for this.
I think that-
Sako is how good on charisma.
I have a
so
+1.
Briar's going to
Mhm.
go
+1. I have
and
+2.
later-
Oh.
Oh. I mean,
slightly better.
So the cat is the face of the group. Got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, he's our boss.
That's totally understandable. I think I would totally get it if I lived in a
Face
fantasy
Christ
world
says
with
he-
significance.
He's our true master and appears the
Leader.
cat.
Yes, as it should be. You finally realized it. I really want to play you guys.
Okay, are we ready then?
I
Yes.
mean, let's jump
Anything
in and see what
Yeah,
happens.
Let's see what happens. Exactly. So, let's start then with this. Hopefully, fingers crossed, final session of this adventure. So yeah, we're playing basically an adventure taken from Candlekeep Mysteries. This one is called Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions, written by Alison Huang and edited by Hannah Rose. And we're playing like the last part of the adventure. There are some modifications though, because I'm running it not in the Forgotten Realms, which is the default in the original adventure, but in my homebrew setting. So some weird things may come up here and there. Nothing too crazy or fancy, I think, but yeah, that's about it. So previously on Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions, this group of Nemedians, both official members and contractors, left the keep to pursue their leads to find the origin of a set of Gingwatsim, mimic-like creatures that entered the place under the guise of books about arcane lore. In this manner, they arrived at the bazaar at Arlen's Citadel, finding the supposed place of origin of the Gingwatsim's Amber Doom books. After speaking to the attendants, including the seemingly owner of the place, their suspicions only increased, and they now have an appointment with the owner back at her house later this evening. But they decided to go around and give it a look before that. And the newly joined Balmechus, a seemingly sapient cat, carried out some reconnaissance mission while the rest waited a short distance from the house. And it was then that a young man approached the group, asking what they were doing here. And that's where we're going to pick up our adventure. So, this young man, as I showed you the last session,
What were the names of the person we were going to meet, or the organization?
Yeah, so as a reminder, Corvala, I'm going to show you the pictures, then I'm going to be explaining a reminder. So this is Corvala, and Corvala is seemingly the owner of the place. She wears a hijab, purple eyes, kind of a pale skin in a way, and she's like middle-aged, very serious woman, and she's the one that you have the appointment with tonight at evening. At her house, which is in in the wastes, which is one of the poorest neighborhoods and most dangerous in Arslan Citadel. Is actually a little bit away from the city proper, but that's where they live. And they basically, her instructions were look for the fanciest house there, and if anybody comes up to you and tries to, do something to you, just tell them that you are under the protection of the Amber Dunes, which is the name of the bookshop, and also it seems the name of the family, quote unquote. The rest of these of the people that you saw, the attendants, you saw Zan, who seems to be the oldest of this group, and they were the kind of nice people, nice front face of the endeavor. And also there was a young man, an avid reader, a young man, very nervous young man called Inbar. And yeah, that's who you have met so far from the Amber Dunes. They were working there. Also, Belmechus, when he did some reconnaissance on the bookshop, he listened that there were going to be 2 other people on shift, and the names were Avani and Therin, which you haven't seen so far. You have no idea who they are or anything like that. Okay, and yeah, that's about it, I think. And last session, you got this young man who approached you, and he looks a little bit like Inbar, like maybe like an older version of Inbar. And this is what he looks like, and he's the one that was like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" So that's the situation. So.
Where are we? We are in the front of the house.
No, you're a little bit away from the house. The house is up on a hill, quote unquote. Is in a little bit of a promontory.
So
yeah,
go ahead. No, so Briar is like really. She finds him really attractive, so she gets really flustered, and she like tries really hard, like to flirt, but she it's not like her thing, but she's like, okay, so she likes plays with her hair and say like, oh hi, yes, we have an appointment and we are looking for the place, and she like battles her Ice like
Sure. Are you using deception or persuasion? I'm gonna leave it up.
persuasion.
Yeah.
Sure.
That was all honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
I
pretty
mean
honest.
she's kind of attracted to him, so it's like
Go ahead and roll that. We'll see what happens.
persuasion. I'm afraid.
Yeah. Let's go.
16 plus 1, 17.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, I think he says, "Are we expecting anybody?" And then from behind you, a young, girlish, like it's a young woman really, but she dresses kind of girlish, long braids, two braids, on the side of her face, and wearing a little bit of like lipstick or the equivalent, in the era. And she looks at you. Are we expecting anybody, Marliza? And she says, "Yeah, Rama. Remember, there are some naughty guys that were bothering Zan and Inbar. And he's going to say, she looks so nice, and then she says, but they look so nice. Yeah, well, not everything is what it seems." And she's like sniffing you, Saku.
Interesting. I think Saku do the same.
What are you doing, weirdo?
Same I can ask for it. Same I ask to you.
Bometches, you are on one corner of the house, and as you were last session, you were listening to Imbar reading. Actually, inside of the house, you recognize like the movement and everything, and then you once again you get some kind of weird, someone smelling, and someone says, "Do you smell that? Smells like rats and something else. Give me a stealth check."
Sure. Let me just okay, it's a +4.
Something?
It's natural 2 for 6.
Oh!
Uh-oh.
To be honest,
Yep.
I'm just a regular normal everyday cat.
Sure.
With a cape.
No, I
No,
hate
no.
the cape.
The cape
and
is like
I'm
hitting
sort of
on the
dirty.
belly. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Helena, remind me, what's the rule with the with inspiration?
Inspiration.
I don't know if we have any rule about it, but in this campaign, but let's say, oh yeah, it was the inspiration at the beginning of the adventure, and then you can get it back if you do something cool.
Okay.
So, you should have it. I don't think anybody has spent it.
I have mine.
I have mine.
I haven't
unless
spent
I
mine.
don't know.
I
So you
didn't
have
know I had
inspiration
it.
as well. Yeah. And by the way, if you forget, because usually inspiration, the idea is that you spend it before you roll, to gain advantage on a roll.
Before.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you don't remember, it's all right if you say, "Oh, I would have wanted to do this," or anything like that. In this case, and you can roll after the fact. Okay. So in this case, if you want to build matches, you can also do a re-roll in this case, if you want to.
I like saving my stuff. So I'm just oh man, I'm gonna look around. I wonder how do they manage their waste, man? Like, this is a disaster of a house. Like, ventilation is just a horrible thing here. Okay, Valmechis is going to try to make best out of the situation because he sees there's not a lot to do, maybe.
Yeah.
So he's just going to follow the biggest, fattest rat that he can see, just to kill it and keep it for a snack.
Sure. So as you're doing that, you hear, this is very obvious, like the door opens, the front door opens, which were the one you were closest to, and you hear the steps of this young man, and then very dexterously, like he jumps on the ground and like starts looking at you, and you are like, as I said, like beneath the house, on the entrails of the house in a way, between the house and the ground, and you hear once again the yeah, there is something here, and something tries to grab you, and I'm gonna say you can roll acrobatics or athletics to try to not get caught in the situation.
All right. Well, I don't get advantage because this is not a balance situation, right?
I'm gonna say you do. Yeah, cats are not notoriously slippery. So yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll with advantage.
Okay. Thank you very much. So, stupid dice, I'm gonna change you. I hate you so much. So that's a 5 for 11. That's a little bit better. Thank you.
That was almost Volvetch's voice. Choose to be dice. I hate you.
Yeah, that'll be at 22, and I'm gonna stop playing Magic the Gathering.
So the hand is about to grab you, and you get this very weird feeling. You once again is in the dark, though, so you don't have really like the way to see this, but you smell this. You smell once again like wet fur, or something. Yeah, and the hand is about to reach you. You're able to move away on the last second, and the hand like closes in, and it grabs another rat. You grab your own rat. You have it on your mouth, and grabs another rat, and pulls out this. Shoot, and you get the opportunity to try to escape or try to hide. What would you
do? Did it sound, because this is what Vultures would do, I think. Did it sound like he closed the door when he came down?
No, the door is opened. No, the door is open.
Is he? Well, I imagine it's like dark at the moment.
Sure.
Right.
So no, I think it's not. I think we're talking about like maybe early dusk or early evening. So yeah, like 5 p.m. or something.
Okay.
4 or 5 p.m. is not really dark, and then the day has been. This is like an oasis city. In the middle of winter, like, so it's a little bit like cloudy, I imagine, but nothing like like winter proper, like in a place, like in another place. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not dark.
I'm very tempted, but Mitch is going to think, well, I can do this by myself, but decoys can actually use a little bit. So I'm going to enjoy you so much, and I'm going to just crack the spine of the rat and put it in my pouch.
Sure.
And I'm going to wait until he comes inside, and I'm going to run back to the group to let them know what is the situation.
Cool. So in that case, roll a stealth check.
Okay. Don't fuck with me. This is Baldur's Gate dice, and he fucked with me. So that's I hate you so. Why do I trust you? Where's stealth? That's 11. It's 11. It's 11.
Okay. It's 11. It's okay. Could be worse. So yeah, let's go back to the rest of the group. So Briar and Saku and Face Scribe and Paki, who is like in shock, it seems, like very like because of this interrogation, like anybody wants to say or do anything. Like, these people look menacing, by the way. They are like getting closer and closer to you.
Who are you?
I could ask the same question, says the young man. We are the people who live here.
Yes.
Oh.
This is our house, and he points towards the house.
You have a big house.
You I haven't seen here before. Yeah.
No, we are new.
We talked to a lady, Corvala,
Corvala.
and she told us to come by.
Sure. then please, let's go. Join us. And he's like, and the girl is like, come on, Marlisa. Corvala told them to
I
get
mean,
here.
Elena,
what is
Yeah.
her face? What she's
She's
like,
like,
man?
right. Yeah,
Ele-
no, not mad, but like she was about to say or do something,
mm,
and like Rama is like, come on, Marlisa, don't do that. Like, let's go.
Elena,
Saku. Yeah.
in insight check. I'm looking for predator behavior
In who?
in Marlisa.
Marlisa. Go ahead and roll with. So yeah, roll insight, and I'm gonna give you advantage in this case.
Oh, great. 18.
Pretty good. Let me. She's not really trying to hide it. So yeah, definitely. You get this feeling of she's not small. She's like like 5 feet
Mhm.
and 5 inches high or something like that.
No, I'm
She's
taller.
not like small, but she is much more menacing in a way and behaves like someone with a different body size and body strength that the one she represents or the one she presents.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely there's a little bit of that killer instinct, if you will.
Saku is alert. I will be next to Face Cry and
Yeah.
keep
I mean,
my hand in my bow and arrows in case of anything.
I want to like dismiss in my attitude to the I don't remember the names of the guy, and I address Face Scribe like, Master, what do you wanna do?
Hmm.
Good.
Face scribe motions to go forward.
And I look like Face Scribe if he wants to go first, or should I go first? Like I
If you're hesitating, face scribe is already like moving forward.
okay,
Mm.
yeah. So I go behind because I like the.
Okay, so face card, you're
Bodyguard.
going first then.
This is what Saku will propose. Let the owners of the house be first. Next, then you go with the Face Cry and I will go last.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do the owners like accept going in front of us?
Actually, Rama is with you. Marlisa is not. She's like closing the caravan in a way. She stays back and she's like, doesn't say anything. She just points towards the house.
That's better. Saku will be in front of her.
Okay. So, and I think Paki's gonna be in the middle. And how about you then? Briar, are you behind? You said behind or beside Face Scribe?
Beside. And
Beside.
maybe a step back, like because he's my master, but
Yeah, sure.
Hmm.
but trying to protect him.
Okay.
Obviously, acting like I'm protecting him.
Yeah, of course. So let's go to this should be it. Let me check. Let's change in the map then.
Ooh.
Hey, maps.
Maps.
Go maps. Maps.
So this is where you are. So
Yeah, what took you so long? You guys have been waiting here in the map forever.
yeah, and I'd say let me check. So
Guys,
yeah.
I have to say good night to my girls, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh.
So I'm gonna say that so Rama gets in and there's like a young boy reading by an oil lamp, and he crosses like there's as you can see if you go inside, there's a little bit of there's a table in the middle, like a small table, a rug, some like very comfortable sofas, but they look like old and in poor condition as well. and there is and as he gets inside, he says,
Go.
"Honey, I'm home." And Ember's like, "Shh, why you have to be so loud? I have actually company with me, and I think FaceScribe, then you would be the next one to come in. Please have a seat," says Rama. And Imber immediately like stands up, leaves, closes the book. Says, "You're not supposed to be here this early."
I'm sorry, but we were really anxious. Not going to be able to find the house, so we came early. But this man insisted that we had to go back right ahead, so we didn't have like time to do
Any preparation?
else. He was
Okay,
really
now
rude.
I'm gonna say, in this case, you, Valmeches, you actually hear them, hear these
Okay.
guys having the conversation, and they are like on the other side of the house, because you are here. And let me check. You are here,
Mhm.
and they see you can listen to them being on the other side of the house. What are you going to do?
I'm going to. Last session, you said that there are no windows. It's just the door.
Yep.
How can they leave like this? I'm going to. I'm just going to run in. I
Sure.
mean, I'm going to run to the entrance.
Yep.
And if there are still people coming in, I'll try to sneak by them, and I'm just going to play cat. And I'm just going to actually, I'm going to keep the rat in my mouth, and I'm going to come in.
Okay, so I think you can do that for sure. And I'm gonna say that in this case, you can roll a performance or deception check.
Okay.
Charisma. I should say charisma, performance, charisma, deception check.
Performance or
Deception.
deception.
Are you trying to I forgot the phrase.
I'm trying to be really cute. That's it. You know, kitties can be cute too.
Roll for cuteness.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm
exactly.
going to deceive everyone with I'm going to deceive everyone with my things. Okay, that's a really good roll actually. That's an 18.
Very good.
Right.
So yeah, so Saku, you're about to enter, I think. You're the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Paki enters and like grabs the seat because she's like, he's like, okay, sure. And you like are about to enter, and then Bob Metches comes running with a fat rat on his mouth, and he enters like walking, and he says, "Ooh, there are you? Here you are, kitty. Come here, kitty." And he kneels and tries, to pet you.
I'm not going to let him pet him. Actually, I'm
Okay.
gonna run away and I'm gonna try to go to the room. I'm gonna go in the direction of the room where Inbar was.
No, Imber is here actually.
Imbar
in
is
this-
Imbar is
yeah.
here, but I'll try to
The
go
other
to the room
the other
where he
room
was.
the other room was where you detected Corvala, which was on the other side of the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is like the
so that's
main
what
room.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I. Okay. So
And actually, there's a door here. So you're looking around. There are two doors. So there's a door that goes to
none of
north.
them. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And there's another one here that goes to the east. And actually, Marlisa, this young woman, enters the room and leaves the door open. And she says, she shouts actually, "Keep the cat out. I'm gonna try to cook something."
Don't worry for the cat.
Is the cat with you? Asks Rama. This sounds like a nice cat.
Yes.
I'm gonna go to Briar, and
Okay.
I'm going to put the rat on, like, right in front of her on the floor. I'm just gonna look at her like, and I'm going to put my
Yeah.
paws up, like asking for a hug or something like that.
I grab him.
Okay. So
And-
everybody's inside now. FaceScribe, what are you doing? Are you sitting? Are you standing up?
I'm sitting and I'm trying not to say anything, not really understanding what's happening, just basically going like, is this going to turn bad? I don't think so. I also don't see anything magical, so it doesn't seem like they would be making the Gingot seem here. Like,
Not at all.
we need more information.
Exactly. Good guess. If you want to, you can try and go for you could try to use detect magic if you have it, but unless you are very good at
I would want to use it as a ritual, and that's 10 minutes of
10 minutes exactly
verbal and somatic components.
Exactly.
Like,
so
this is not like, or the equivalent. Very subtle.
It's not very subtle. Exactly. Yeah, I always allow that if you want to use it as an action, cast it as an action, you can roll like some kind of deception, sleight of hand, especially check. And if you're very successful at that,
not something that Scribe is very.
No,
he does
but
his magic openly as part of doing work. Like, why would I need to hide what I'm doing? This is my job.
This is my job.
Actually,
exactly. Go ahead.
But that brings me. Sorry.
No,
that brings me into something. But could I? Because I can cast detect magic, without spending my spell slot. I don't think I'm gonna do it now. But that's just to tell the rest of the group outside of the game.
I mean,
but
I'm keeping Balmeches in my arms, but really loose, in case he wants to jump or move. I don't grab him. Like
exactly.
Cats
are so freaking weird that I'm gonna say that you can actually cast detect magic with this ability you have without needing to roll. Like
you're just
nobody's gonna
meowing something weird.
or looking weirdly, with like shiny eyes.
Right.
Cats do that shit.
Yeah.
So in that case, I'm just going to look at absolutely nothing on the wall, and I'm going to cast detect magic.
Awesome.
Is there anything I see beyond the beautiful person that is Face Scribe and everyone else?
Okay, so I'm going to assume that you know a lot about magic because you were raised in an environment that would give you a lot of access to this kind of knowledge.
I am 24-karat magic, actually.
So the way I usually describe magic is with colors, and those colors correspond with one of the ed schools. So in this case, actually, as you look around, you see that on the floor there's like the rug looks, in your vision, in your magic vision, looks like bright gold, which is transmutation magic.
Where we are standing right now.
Where we are standing.
The rug, which is on your feet, you're beneath your feet. Like you look at through your magical cat eyes, and it looks like bright gold, and there's actually a little bit of green as well, but it's mostly gold. So yeah,
that's all there is.
Yeah. So that's one thing you're very like, and around here, like the rest of it looks like nothing. Everything looks ordinary, gray basically. Or not gray, really, like transparent in your vision. Has no color. That's it.
Cool.
This is me, Jose.
Sure.
Hi, I'm Jose. Question about the last time we play. What was the approach that we decide? Is more direct or
diplomatic?
Diplomatic.
That was the idea.
Okay.
Flo wanted to go ahead and
punch something.
Rough them up.
Yeah. But
no one else wanted.
No, including you, didn't want that
well,
approach.
It's not that I don't want to. It's they tend to lose a finger.
So yeah.
And by the way, that's the other thing. Sorry, I haven't mentioned this. There are scimitars like on every corner here of this room.
Okay.
Like the same scimitars probably that you have seen before about matches. and you've seen it before as well.
So what do
And-
these guys do? I mean, they say you came here early. I told
Yeah,
him
they
that
offer
this
you
guy
to
will
sit
be-
down, and then Rama says, because I was resolving this, what you were asking, and I think Rama says, can we offer you something? Would you like some tea or something maybe a little stronger to drink?
I look
like-
at Face Cry like, sir, do you want something? No, we're good. Thank you.
Okay. I imagine then that you would like to see Corvala. So I'm gonna go
Yes.
and grab her, or I'll ask her actually. Says Rama. And yeah, just stay here. I'll be back soon. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Bolmetches, if you want to, you can give me an Arcana check to get an idea of what this rug is on the floor.
I'd be very happy to.
Go ahead and do so then.
I mean, this rat looks really pretty with a 5, so yeah, I'm just paying attention to the rat, I think.
Ooh,
Okay,
colors.
It tastes
Yeah.
yummy, though. I need to talk to the DVD. I need to talk to someone about this.
Anybody wants to do anything else before Rama returns?
Who else is in this room right now?
Only Inbar. Then I think someone you hadn't seen before. Two people actually, I think. The first one is an older woman. Oh no, sorry. No, it's the actually the someone that comes up is actually the older man that you had seen before.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I was mixing my timing here. So yeah, he comes up, goes to the says, oh, hi, welcome to our house. A little bit early, I think. Can I have you offer them something, Imbar? Yeah, yes. Well, no, I didn't. Imbar did.
It's okay.
Rama did.
They ask us, and we politely say no, thanks. We came early, yes, because we
Sure.
was afraid to be lost in the city. We are new here.
That's a lie. You're lying through your teeth. So roll
Yes,
deception.
I know. I know.
When you lie, you need to roll. That's how it is.
As
Inspiration.
Yeah.
I think you got a 14.
Inspiration.
What?
Oh,
You got a
that's awesome.
14.
14?
Yeah.
Why 14? Ah, you gain?
Portent. Face Scribe has seen the future. And this is how it goes.
That's good.
You don't need to roll.
No,
That's good.
You rolled a 14.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the ability of a diviner. Yeah. Face Scribe is a diviner. So they get to see the future and change it and adapt the chance,
that's
make
cool.
chance.
Oh,
fit
so
with that
cool.
future. Yeah. Diviners are
Great.
awesome. I had a diviner for a long campaign and I loved it.
And well, that was very good because I rolled a 3.
Yeah. So actually that turns into a 15 because you have +1. So with the 14 in the dice that Face Scribe did, I think that turns into a 15. So yeah, actually the old man looks at you and was super suspicious, and then for a moment he's like, well, it can be a dangerous city, I agree.
Yes.
And then they start walking. They go past Paki and they say, hi, hello there. And they go, they knock on the door. I says, what? Can I help you, darling? Do you need a couple of capable hands? That would disqualify you. Come on, I'm trying to help here. Yeah, come in. Don't let the cat in, though. I think it's gonna eat the meat. Okay.
In that moment, I'm going to put my paws on Umbra's shoulders.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to get my close really close to her, And something I didn't realize is that I do have awakened mind, so I can telepathically talk to people. And I'm gonna tell Briar there's something really weird with this rug, man. We better get out of here.
So Raya takes a step beside face.
Sorry, did you roll the Arcana check?
Yeah, I did. It was a 5.
Oh, sure. Oh, sorry, I haven't given you information. Yeah, you don't remember
No,
any.
I think no. I'm going to step here, here, and I want to make a perception check.
Sure.
I mean, I want to figure out if how many people do I hear near us. If I hear someone more.
Good.
That's my idea for the perception.
Sure. Go ahead and roll. It could be perception or investigation, even if you wanted to. By the way, because
perception, I think
perception is
so.
better. Yeah. Go ahead.
18.
Awesome. So you look around you and you hear, and like, yeah, you actually look through the door when the old man came in, and you can see like, with the light that is here, it filters through the door and you see a bed. So you imagine that the next room is probably like a bedroom. And then I think, you start looking around you and you look on the table and you count the number of chairs here and sofas as well, and there's 7 of them. So, which if you think about it, you've seen 2 of them working, which were Zan and Imbar. You've seen 2 more now, which are Rama and Merliza. If you add Corvala, that's 5. And if there's 2 people working, the ones that you didn't know, that you haven't seen so far, that would make 7. So you're probably thinking you're facing a force of 7 at least. But there's only 5 here now.
And so I say, like in my mind, can you hear me? I don't know how this message which
stuff works,
but
yeah.
messages works.
No,
So I
it
say, like,
doesn't work.
Okay, so I like.
I just look at you like what?
I,
do you remember
it says you
from-
can telepathically speak to any creature you can see within the review. Yeah, but
if it understands at least one language, but it's not like they can communicate to me.
it's one way.
It's one way, yeah. Yes,
you
I
do
am.
know that
I have the power of words.
Feywalker and Fey Scribe both have message.
Yeah, but you have to message me, and
To
then I
cast,
have
yeah.
to message.
let me
so
check. I'm
I-
checking. So
And I think that message is not like a mental message. You have to say it out loud.
Yeah.
No, they
No?
hear it as a whisper that only they can hear. So it does have a verbal component. So the speaker is saying something, but the
have to
person, the receiver, it hears it in their mind, or like.
Yeah, well, I'm really so nervous to spoil this, so I don't feel confident to in any way to make you to tell you how many people are here. So no, I don't try to tell anyone.
Well, Saku is very alert of perceptive and alert of every one of us. So if you try to say something, any gesture, I will keep an eye of that.
sure.
So maybe I look at the chairs, like I try, and I make eye contact with you, and I look at the chairs. So I don't know if you can figure out what I'm trying to say, but count the fucking chairs.
That's another thing. I
don't know.
I see you making gestures.
Okay, I'm gonna say, go for an insight check.
There are 7. There are 7 chairs, 7 people. They are dangerous, and it's a magic rod.
It is what? Sorry, what was
It's a
the last
magic
thing?
rod.
Yeah.
How much
well,
did you roll?
No, no,
sure.
no.
Yeah, that's a 20. I
20.
agree.
It's a
Yeah.
20.
Let's go. Yeah, 20 is very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually like a very difficult kind of role. Well, difficult kind of role. So yeah, sure. You definitely get the meaning of what Briar's telling you and all these details that you just mentioned. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Saku will say, in Elvish, Saku will say, look into, who is the name of this guy? San?
Imbar?
No, San. San or Imbar? Who is here? Imban.
Imbar.
Imbar is here. He's the
Okay.
only one here. Yeah.
In Elvish, I will say to Imbar, how many people lives here? 7?
And he says,
In Elvish,
excuse me. I don't understand that. I didn't understand.
Never mind. I was asking, where are the other people that live here? I know it's another deception. Why I'm doing this?
No, it's okay. So do you say that in common, or are you saying
The last part.
in?
The last part, I say
Yeah.
in common. My idea was say the first part in Elvish, so I
Yep.
suppose Face Cry understood me.
Sure.
Mhm.
Paki.
Also, Fey
And
Walker.
Pug
Yeah.
as well.
Puggy.
Yes. Yeah. That's pretty good. So. Yeah. So I'm gonna say that.
You are busy here, right? Working
You
the
ask
work,
Imbar?
yeah, work in the store. You live here.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, but it's better than other jobs.
Hmm.
We work a couple of hours a day, so we get to share.
That's good. What do you do here?
I mostly read, and he shows you the book that he's reading.
Do you like to read?
Yeah. It's books are fascinating. You can learn all sorts of things from books.
Fey Scribe nods in approval.
My boss here read a lot.
Oh,
Maybe
You do? Oh yeah, you're one of them. One of them fake creatures. Yeah, sure. I've read not everything, of course, but some stuff about the old empire and like the things that your people brought and yeah, it's very interesting. Sure.
What kind of thing do you read?
Whatever falls into my hands. I don't get the luxury of choosing mostly, but we get some good books every once in a while, and I try to read most of them. And he shows you actually that this one is pretty good, and the one that he shows you is actually is it's Falling Your Yeme.
Falling
which
your?
was one Your Yeme, which is actually one of the books that was a Gingwa team back in the Kip.
Mm,
Balmenches is going to get Saku now that the conversation is about books, and I'm
Yeah.
going to whisper in his mind where I'm going to tell him the location where this guy was writing,
We're
He
writing?
was reading.
so that he's
Reading.
aware of it.
Yeah, he was reading in this corner. Yeah,
Okay.
he was like mostly reading.
Oh,
in this
that's
corner.
where he was. Oh, okay, so never
Yeah.
mind.
Mm.
Yeah, but then I'm
but you
going to
can
use
point
that
that,
whisper to. Yeah, I'm going to use that whisper to tell Baku about the rug. There's
Mhm.
something weird with this rug. Don't trust it.
To who you say that?
To you.
Okay.
You cannot answer. You just take it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will look at you and do a little nod. Maybe close my eyes.
I'm going to
Sure.
I'm going to get a little bit more comfy in Briar's arms.
Yeah. Uh, so yeah, but this one is about an old earthen king named Lure who sought to reclaim his kingdom in the Verdant's Regret Mountain long ago, and
This kind of
and
books
this
sound very popular, right? You'll sell them?
yeah, we sell every book we get, but yep, what was it? And then in that moment, Rama comes in and he says, "Oh, I'm sorry. Was my little brother boring you talking about books? Because he is the only thing he talks about." And he looks at him like, um, "So Korvala will receive you now, in her office if you want to. I'll guide you there. Please follow me."
Face Scribe
And
stands up and
so he opens the door, and actually, he guides. Actually, she's going to bring something here. He puts on a light, which
is someone picking up Balmitis and pretending that like they're a pet cat now?
Yeah,
He's
I'm
with
on
me.
Patrice's arms.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think yeah, I think you are.
Yeah.
Can I
And
put you like
then-
a scarf, like or like this, like with your head here and your
tail there?
Yeah,
Are you petting me?
yeah. I tried to pet you in the alley, and you didn't let me. So if you are in on my arms,
But now they're
I
undercover.
definitely
Now
pet you.
Balmitis it's
Yeah.
undercover.
I'm scratching
going
your
to.
ears.
Yeah, I'm going to start purring right next to your ear, so it feels very relaxing. But then you hear the whisper in your head. Don't get used to it. I'm going to kill you if you do it outside of this situation. You hear? I'm going to eat your face, and faces are tasty, man. Just, just don't get too excited about these. As we come in, has it been 10 minutes?
Yeah, sure. It was very tense, 10 minutes for sure.
Okay.
So,
And I can't
I mean,
reply.
No, you cannot
you
reply.
can't. Yeah.
So DM, has it been 10 minutes for my magic?
Yeah.
Okay, so
So-
I will
oh, no,
I'll
oh,
cast
you-
it again.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll just keep casting it until
Sure. If notice
there's
someone
something
else is-
different to do.
Yeah, so he actually opens the door and leans back, and now you get to go basically here. And this is where not everybody's is going to feed here. So I'm gonna just put face scribe, but I'm going to assume everybody gets in here.
Mhm.
Can we see?
Yeah.
I mean,
And
I don't see because I'm
No?
not in there.
oh sure. Let me move
Oh,
you.
right. No, we
You
don't.
can give
we can't.
everybody control over Face Scribe if you want, so
No, it's
everybody
okay.
can
Or
see.
maybe let a tiny section of the wall, and
I think there's not that many of you. I think once also
this is a
considered-
tiny office.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's not that tiny, by the way. It's like 15 feet for like 15 by 10.
Yeah.
So
But yeah.
wait, like me. I can
Let's-
remain. I mean, what are we going to do? Are we going to let a face scribe go in and one of us step in?
No, I think like in the game everybody can fit in a little bit.
okay.
You know,
Okay.
a little bit.
Tight,
You know,
yeah, compressed.
yeah.
But I look
compressed,
at
yeah.
I look at Sako if he wants to stay beside the door, or if not, I'm going to stay beside the door.
Okay,
I
sure.
could be beside the door. Be very attentive.
Mhm.
Okay.
Sure. So I'm going to say that yeah. So she sends up. There's a large wooden desk which take most of the room. On top of the desk there is, there's some quill and bottle of ink. There's a leather bound book. And there are a couple of decorative swords which are behind the desk, and there's a single bed tucked against the western wall.
Mhm.
And yeah, there is this woman, which was the one that you talked to before, Corvala. She's there. She says, well, you brought your whole entourage. including a cat now. Please have a seat if you can. Thanks, Rama. Uh, are you gonna be alright? Yeah, sure. Don't worry about me. And she says, okay, sure. And he leaves and goes through the other door.
Inside check. I wanna know why that common. Can I figure out that with an inside check?
Sure, you can try. Who are you inciting? Are you inciting her or him?
Her.
Sure.
By roll a 9. So
you get the idea that yeah, it's like she was like just saying, okay, we can leave. So because there's like 4 of you and there's 1 of her. So
yeah.
Why maybe wasn't like that kind of situation. So,
Is she sitting behind a desk? I missed that part.
Yeah, she's just sitting on the. She was sitting behind the desk, but the desk is actually towards the wall. So she now turns around on the chair, and she's like, sitting on the chair. The desk is like beside her, and the rest of you are like around the room, in kind of a nail form, I would say, probably.
Okay.
Looking at her.
Anything magical on her specifically?
So not on her, but the 2 swords on the wall, once again, bright gold with streaks of green. And you're pretty sure you've seen this kind of magic before. But as you said, Balmecha cares about a lot of things and gets easily distracted.
I'm going to relay the face scribe. I'm going to try to look at him in the eyes, and I'm going to say, the 2 swords on the wall, there's something weird about them. Careful.
So yeah, face scribe is now fairly certain they are animated swords of the kind that attacked them in their last adventure.
Yeah, that's a reasonable deduction for sure. So she says, well, you wanted to talk and you're here early, but it's okay. Better get this over soon, I think. What can I do for you? And Paki's like looking around you, like, looking at you, face scribe, like, for you like to take the lead in this situation because you're like the boss.
It's your turn now.
This is going to be very bad.
There have been multiple incidents that have resulted in innocent people seeking knowledge and have gotten hurt. Books sold at your shop were traps, monsters that attacked them, and we are here to identify if you did this on purpose or if you are a victim.
I did on purpose. I did it on purpose, but they are not monsters. And how would people get hurt? They just, Gingwa team transform into the original form and leave. They look for food. They usually feed on like small creatures like rats or it could be a cat, but I don't think I've ever heard of them feeding on something that large.
The Gingwa team that you created remain in their book form until someone reads the book, truly becomes engrossed with it, until they are distracted, and then the creatures strike and attempt to consume them. This has happened multiple times. We had the opportunity to examine a Gingwa team, and even forewarned, it was only through the presence of my companions that I was able to avoid any damage.
Okay, if this is a money thing, I can give you back your money for the books.
It is not an issue of money, it is an issue of... The Nemedian Keep is the greatest repository of knowledge on this world. multiple people have come there bearing books from your shop. And they have been hurt or they have hurt others.
She curses in some language which you don't understand.
It depends.
None of you.
No.
Yeah. No, I have your
Inside check.
languages.
Inside
Yeah, sure.
check.
I want to see if she's honest or
Oh,
Yeah.
I believe her.
I'm going to roll.
Go ahead.
Roll a 1.
19, 20 total.
She's pissed, and actually she says the books weren't supposed to go there. Are you from the keep?
I am indeed.
Oh shit.
If
Where
you have
were
sent
their
other
symbols?
creatures out into the world that did not reach our keep, I assure you there are many more victims.
How many are you created?
She says she opens up the book, actually the one that she has on her it looks like a ledger. She starts looking at the ledger and says 8 so far, 6.
You have 3 in the keep or 4?
3.
3.
3. And I think we saw 2 in their shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are 2 missing.
And we have sold only 4. So
What was your intention then?
To make copies of rare books.
And sell the copy.
for a profit, yes. We are all working on this. We need the money.
I mean, the keep is really always interested in acquiring rare books.
Yeah, but how much are they going to pay? They're going to pay, I don't know, 250 gold, maybe 300 per book. We need 30,000 gold pieces.
Why?
Why?
Do you have a problem?
We lost. I lost my partner and the head of this family. Her name is Nidalia, and
She mentioned them.
She was the one that actually taught me how to create a game with teams, and
What happened to her?
she was killed because because people are people.
The money
And-
was for a resurrection?
Yes. Yeah, well, you are you're a magician. Maybe you understand. Nidalia is a lamia, so these creatures are usually, there are a lot of stories about them, and people are stupid, and they I don't know how they found out, but they did, and a mob killed her almost a year ago now. Since then, I've been using the ritual to create Gingwa teams, and we were selling them, and I gave explicit orders for Gingwa teams to remain their book form and only feed on natural life, a small life. But yeah, also I gave orders to the rest of the family to sell them only to rich people who we knew where the books were, and they would be able to run away or anything and not hurt anybody. I don't know why they sold these 3 or whatever amount you say that they sold that got into the keep. That's why probably they were, because of the travel. I imagine they got hungry, and that's why they transformed.
Helena, sorry. Inside.
Go ahead.
I want to see if she is honest or is trying to deceive us.
Sure.
15.
She's been as honest as you can detect on her.
Okay. Saku is relaxed.
How much money? I mean, I am guessing that you already have raised some. How much do you?
Perhaps a few
Te
thousand.
falta.
We're
How much?
missing, like, we haven't had that much success selling the books, really. And what we've been able to save, we have to pay for protection as well, and for the stall at the bazaar. So we have so far around 4,000. We're missing 26,000 at
Oh,
least.
wow.
Yeah.
Question out of the out of character.
Sure.
Our mission was to acquire
The original
Your
books.
mission was
real
to
books.
your mission was specifically to discover who was creating the Quick Teams,
Mhm,
hopefully stop them from doing so,
mhm.
and if possible,
Recover
recover
the
the
originals.
originals. Yeah, but that was like a secondary mission, quote unquote.
And did they give you us some kind of funds or money
No,
to
We were
like,
promised 200 gold for news, like getting to the bottom of the situation,
Yeah.
and another reward, which probably is not money, for getting the originals. By the way,
So
was
Oh,
that
man.
200 for the whole party or per person hired?
per person doing the job, fulfilling the job, actually. So
and does
This
the
is-
keep likes? I mean, Briar thinking that in order to help this family, does the keep buy books or they are based on donations?
no, they buy books as well, for sure.
And
Yeah.
to buy books, I'm guessing that we have to go with some type of like they have this list of books and they make like an offer for some sort of money and
Yeah, it's a little bit about bureaucracy. It's like working on a library.
Hmm.
Like they
Yeah.
buy books, but you have to ask someone which is in charge of acquisitions, and then they go, and they approve a budget depending on various situations. You could probably go work your way through this and get some money for that for sure.
So who killed your partner? Have you get some sort of vengeance?
We thought about it, but it would have been worse. We would have lost the house probably, and our bazaar and the stall on the bazaar, and that isn't what Nidalia would have wanted. She wanted for us to live peacefully with these people as much as possible, and to like to have a family. We've never lived us in a city like this. We never lived with people around us before. None of us. And we wanted to do so. We liked it. We're tired of running in the desert trying to get food and having to fight off scavengers or bandits or anything like that.
Valmeches is going. Sorry. Valmeches is going to sigh in his head, silent to everyone else, but he's going to whisper to Briar, can you ask her why do they need so much money? I don't understand why they need so much money to resurrect somebody. That doesn't make sense in my head. Again, I'm whispering to you because I'm trying to just be a kitty. I don't want them to be like, oh, he's a magical
so
kitty.
so I say, who is this cleric who's charging you with this incredible amount of money to resurrect your partner?
Not as much as others have asked for. It's actually a
Oh.
very reasonable person. Yeah, it's not the cheapest, but it's the one that actually I believe in. Others have asked for way less than that, but we're pretty sure they're scammers, and we don't want to lose our money. And also, they could screw up with the rest of. We don't have her body. They burned her body. The only part we have left is her heart. So we need a high level magic that allows it to recover her body and her soul and bring back her soul from the beyond and give her a new body.
Face cry.
You said
Is someone in the keep able to do this?
I also have a different idea. So you said your partner was the one who taught you to create the Gingwatsim.
Yes. Yes, she did.
Would they have other knowledge that would be quite rare?
She's a Lamia. Yes, I imagine so. Actually, she made me swear that I wouldn't disclose the ritual. That's why we haven't created more, because only I can, and it taxes me greatly. But yeah, I think she knows about a lot of things.
Well, I cannot promise anything, but well, no, I can promise some things. If you give us the originals of the books that were ended up in the Nemedian Keep, either someone of your family can come with us, or you can trust us that we will keep our word and return with payment, depending on how many of us agree, either 800 to 1200 gold pieces, or the books that you've already sold once before. And we can attempt to request that the Nemedian Keep fund the resurrection if your partner, and presumably you, would come to the keep and transfer knowledge up until a point that the value is equal to the investment.
Is that possible?
I do not know. Actually, would FaceScribe know? Like, if someone can...
You're
I'm
offering
Briar,
pretty
Benny.
reasonable stuff. Yeah, you're thinking about probably like the way the Nemedians think. Yeah, sure. 30,000 gold is money, but getting a Lamia to maybe, I don't know.
Also, how long do Lamias live?
They're super, like, they live for a long time. Yeah.
So what I would say, it would likely take longer than you have left of your life, but not of your partner's.
I may be much older than I look, she says.
Does she seem human, or does she seem...
Yeah. Just,
right.
Do you think I'm like human?
You look like
I
one.
do not know.
Interesting.
If you are not, then perhaps you would not have to bargain with the knowledge of your partner. You could perhaps provide the value yourself and not have to make a promise from someone who cannot.
I don't think we are that interesting. And then in that moment, she stands up and turns like her body changes form. And she turns into a giant human-sized jackal.
What the?
What?
What?
She's a were-jackal, I presume?
Yeah, jackal wares, which actually is like they're not.
They were other way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Their natural form is a jackal, and they try.
It's a jackal, yeah.
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 Oh wow.
And then she turns into a jackal proper, and then she turns back into this woman.
That's a good trick.
Valmeches looks impressed, and by that, it's just the same face.
We all are, all of our family. We're part of the same pack.
So I've lived almost all my life in the keep, and I think this is a bargain that we can make.
And you are welcome to come with us to make sure you only deliver the originals once we have given you the money, and to present your case as well.
Sure. If you have me, I'll come with you.
They are good people. You can trust.
All are. Well, only you look like people. She says, looking at you, Briar. But you have a
Me?
kind face. Yes. You have with you a lizard folk and an elf weird thing and a cat and a half elf. So you're the only human here. So
I'm not that weird.
but I misjudged you. I thought you were here to kill us and grab our stuff.
I mean, if you want some revenge, I'm up to it because I haven't fought this whole trip.
True that.
We had quite the confrontation outside the city. If we're lucky, by which I put quite a bit of irony into it, there may be another one on the way back that will satisfy
Yes,
your
please,
urges.
because I overslept. So
Well, we'll have to see. So I guess I have to say thank you. This is I don't know.
Unexpected.
Thank you for your kindness. Yes. Please stay for dinner, and maybe you can meet the rest and talk to them.
okay.
Sure.
Mhm.
So, well, after like an hour or so, the rest of the family arrives, which is the two that you didn't know, which is Therin and Avani. And yeah, they cook a wonderful meal, a great dinner, and you can ask them anything you want. There's 7 of them, including Corvala.
I mean, Face Scribe takes out her notebook and she starts asking questions about everything, like where Jackal would.
Well,
I mean, the life,
yeah.
what moon faces and.
Yeah, they explain to you that they're creatures of the desert, that they don't really change with the moons, that they consider that they were blessed by a mighty spirit of the desert long ago with the ability to change form and turn into a human if they wanted to, but that most of them are being hunted by people who want to sell them or use them, put them in zoos and kind of stuff like that, because they're like weird. Some of them sell them to magicians that want to study them because of their particular, shape-shifting abilities. And also they have because of their eyes are also very, very valued, because they have the ability to look at you and make you go to sleep.
No.
If you don't have a strong will. So some people, some magicians, pay fortunes for their eyes because they use them in rituals and magic spells to empower their spells and stuff like that. Yeah.
Face Scribe asks a little bit more about their. I mean, she's asking because of werewolves or lycanthropy stories that she heard. So.
Face Cry?
No,
Briar.
Briar.
She's saying Face
No,
Scribe.
I'm sorry. So she's like to make a difference between like their instinct and urges. Maybe like if they go feral, if something triggers them, it's like.
Ooh.
I mean,
They
she's
actually-
acting because of her thing with Flo.
Yeah, she says that most werewolves are what they suffer is a curse, which is lycanthropy, and they cannot control it. But they do not see it as a curse. Actually, they love and they live very long. They're basically unkillable. Jackal wares, unless they're also vulnerable to silver, the same as werewolves. So you can only kill them with silver. The thing is that they don't tend to go berserk or like get into frenzy like werewolves do. So that's why most people ignore them. Also, most people don't especially in this place in this desert. Most people don't look 2 times at a jackal or a pack of jackals. They just ignore them. And yeah.
I think Face Scribe would ask some questions throughout the night of where her partner has lived, like just to see like what possible historical vacuums of knowledge that we missed that they might be able to contribute to.
Sure.
And it's like Face Scribe is making a list of questions to ask the partner once they are revived.
Sure.
Question: Is dinner served for Valmeches as well?
They put you like a tray, with a little bit of they ask what you eat and they ask Briar, I think, or
I mean,
Arsenal.
like I say, do you tell me what you eat?
I tell you exactly. That's yes. Can you tell me to? Can you tell him to? Like share me like their best meat or whatever. I haven't had like really good meat in a while. But also don't make it look like he really needs it, but so that they feel bad about it too. Try to make it like that. Like if you don't give the kitty the food, then the kitty is going to be very sad, and they don't want to make a kitty very sad.
So I grab my plate with meat and I hand it like, here, kitty, are you gonna eat my face now?
I whisper in your head. I'm gonna make some room. I'm going to very begrudgingly grab the meat and eat it, and then I'm going to get off your lap and just start walking under the table. That's it. Trying to explore a little bit more. Is the kitchen door still open?
Yeah, actually, you can now go in there. So I think.
Could I?
Let me check.
Like, I'm going to approach the threshold of the door, and I'm going to look at people to see if anyone has any problems with it.
Nobody's paying any attention to you at this moment.
Everything is going so well.
Yeah. No, I think once Corvala explained to them like who you were and what you were offering, everybody their tune changed completely. Like they turn very joyfully. They're treating you like friends, basically, like right away. So yeah, the door is open for the kitchen and you get inside and there's it's like a small kitchen, the kind of kitchen that you that has like one stove and a couple of what's the word here, a couple of like cupboards, with some most of them are closed, like a table, a cooking table, and yeah, that's most of what there is here.
Is there anything that is there any food that is like left unchecked in here?
Sure. I'm gonna say there are some like rests of the cooking, and also the I think there's a pot with some leftovers from dinner. Yeah.
I'm going to look at all of it. No, it's just leftovers. This is not worthy of a king. And I'm going to just get off and go back disappointed. Actually, is there? I don't know. I really feel like stealing from bees is kind of a bad thing because I wouldn't. Anyway, I'll just go in. I'll just wait until all of this happens, I guess, and I'm going to say all that to myself because cats talk to themselves all the time, and I'm just going to wait under the table. I'm going to nib on whatever Briar decides to thought me, I guess, and I'm going to think about
Sure.
all the ways I'm gonna eat her face once we're done.
Awesome.
Do I see you
So-
with an angry
I wanna
with
see.
a
I wanna
hungry
see you
face?
try. See.
Do I see you with a hungry face?
It's
Can I
just same
interpret?
face.
Okay.
Sure, you can roll. You can roll a. I don't know.
I,
Inside
inside.
makes
That
Oh,
is
inside.
or
what
animal
it's,
handling.
Animal
even if you
Animal
want.
handling, maybe.
Sure,
Why-
sure.
why-
Yeah, if you wanted to.
What did I? Wait, what? Hold on.
One of those
Animal
very, very.
It's not
Not-
rolling
not so used.
anything.
No.
What
Oh, no.
happened?
This is Avani, which I
Oh,
haven't
no.
showed you. This is Avani, and there's
Yeah.
this Therin, which is like the youngest one
Okay.
out of them.
It's not rolling anything. Sorry.
I
Roll
can
with
check. I
your-
can check on the
Oh,
on
what?
on the game
It-
log.
no, it's okay. It came everything in a block. 9.
Okay,
9.
Sure. So
Like, Okay. I just. Yeah, it's just
it's
a
not
cat,
even a 10.
man.
I think. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think you get that. You just see Balmechas acting like a cat.
Yeah.
This cat's
Well, a cat always wants to eat your face. It's real life.
I will drop some food. I only eat meat.
Yeah. What food do you drop?
I only eat meat. So
Yeah.
whatever I have.
I'll just approach. I'll grab it, and I'm gonna go under the table. I'm going to put the meat inside of my pouch later, because I'm kind of sometimes you have to save the good stuff for later, and that's it. I'm just. Valmechas is just waiting for this thing to happen so that we can go back to the keep.
Okay.
Unless anything happens, of course.
Very fast, Saku. I think that hearing the story of this family, well, his position changed a lot, and do a lot of parallels with his own life. I think that he has never told anyone here. So he will reveal that he was raised by humans, has a little brother, and the pack mentality is something that he have very instinctively. So this family, this pack, this community, he thinks that's very important. So he will offer that after this work is done, if they need more protection, he can be here or with them or close.
And I think they look at each other for a moment, and then Rama says, "You're better looking than we are. Of course, you're welcome. You can come here whenever you want." And yeah, I say, yeah, everybody, all of you, if you want to, you can come afterwards. We're probably gonna keep on working with books. Well, no longer those kind of books, but we'll try to
No, please
maybe
no. You hurt my master.
sell other books. Yes.
In another time, I will eat your face, but not this time.
I whisper in your head, yes, that's how you do it, King.
I will drip another
That's how
piece
you-
of meat.
Save it for later.
Okay. Anything else you want to ask or do in the situation?
Maybe
So-
Briar tries very awkwardly to flirt with the. Which one was the one?
Rama. Yeah.
Rama?
That is the. Where's
But
Rama?
she's really bad. Like she tries to talk books because she likes books, and maybe she's talking to the wrong brother.
That's the
I don't
problem. Yeah. you're getting
will-
all the attention from the other brother. Like the other
Well-
brother is like, oh, you're fascinating and you're super cool. And this one is like, oh, you are just like Imber, aren't you?
Well, this
Uh-huh.
is like her first like trying to do this kind of thing. So she's like she doesn't know what she's
Yeah.
doing. So that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
if I see Briar flirting with him, I'll just vomit in front of Briar.
Fucking God.
Wait, I'm not done. And
You're
then,
not done. You
and then I'll
fucking
eat it again.
Ah! Juan,
And
why?
I'm going. Yeah, as I do that, I'm going to look at Inban, and I'm just going to say, and I'm going to hop on Briar one more time.
And he looks at Rama's like, oh, God, it's intense.
Yeah, it's not
And-
mine. It's face scribe, and I shove it in face scribe lab.
Sure. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, the night goes very quickly actually, and at the end, you get to go back to your accommodations, which actually you can either rent a place. They say that you can stay here. They don't have enough beds, of course, but they're willing to let you sleep on the beds, and they can sleep on the floor. They have no issues with that. They have actually one common room in which everybody sleeps, because they are packed. They're not accustomed to have like separate rooms or anything. Yeah.
And who travels with us?
Corvallo does. So
Okay.
I'm gonna say that after 5 days, actually, Malmechus is too big. Malmechus is small. Should be like half the size of the token.
Mhm.
But I don't know why it is not that. Or is this small is the same size as medium?
Mm.
Uses 5 feet of space, I think. Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah.
Well, only like
Unless they
tiny.
have an ability that says
Yeah.
they can fit into other people's spaces.
No. So, what was that persuasion check? I got now a persuasion check from Briar. I
Mine?
don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. I was just looking at a game log.
Wait,
I think it was probably
let me
something
see.
before.
Roll20 has been weird today.
I mean,
Weird,
I
yeah.
rolled a perception or persuasion.
So it's persuasion. I don't know.
Was
Don't worry.
it the 17 from a while ago?
It was a while ago when
A
we
while
were.
ago, yeah.
Yeah. No.
So, yeah. The next day, Corvala joins you, and she travels with you. And I think Imbar will come as well. Mostly because he's interested in going to the keep and maybe seeing how it is and all of that. And there's 5 days of travel once again on your horses, and you return to the keep once again.
With a cat.
When you
Okay.
actually get into the keep after you pass the door and everything, and you probably send or Chanda sent a message asking how are you doing and where you were coming back, and you let her know that you were coming along and all of this.
Did we bring?
Sure.
Did we bring the originals?
Yeah,
Yeah, excellent.
she's actually bringing the three originals that which are Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions,
Dark
the other
Hunger
one-
and Fallen.
Yeah, the Dark Hunger Rifle and your Gemma. So yeah, you come back with all of those as well. And she's waiting for you in the entrance, I think. Chenda. And when she sees you, she says, well, I've seen you've been successful. You're bringing a lot of people, including Bolmechus Akisat Fansabina the Sindama the Fourth. To what do I owe this dubious pleasure of seeing you again? Have you decided to defy us once more?
I'm going to. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
I'll turn to the rest of the group and say, see, there was no way to verify their claim until we got back here.
I mean,
In like Corvala and Imber are like, who's she talking to?
The cat.
I'll whisper in her head. Yes, I feel very. I really regret the decisions that I took, and I would like to make amendments on the. But I'm not going to speak publicly. I'll just whisper that in her head.
She looks at you and she looks at the rest of you. Says, "Briar, did Belmetri see anybody's face?"
He tried. He said he was going to eat mine.
But as far as you can see, you still have your face.
Yeah, because I said I would like to see him try. I mean, maybe he had a second start. I don't know.
Whisper in her head. I control my urges this time. See, I'm improving.
Yeah, she turns towards you and she says, "Everybody deserves a second chance or a seventh. So it's okay. Let's go in here and tell me everything that happened."
This is the meat that you were talking about, Belmetris?
I whisper in your head. I don't know what they're talking about. This is pretty weird. Let's go in.
So,
yeah, that's it. I'm just going to hop off and start walking.
Okay, sure.
And as I do, I smirk a little bit, but you don't really see that because I'm a cat. So that's it.
because you're a cat.
Exactly. Yeah. So you get back to the keep, and yeah.
How is Master Nadar?
Oh, I think he's very well. Totally recovered. He was asking about you actually. Very impatient. Something about some kind of lending some money or something strange. I don't recall.
Oh yes, I need the pay.
Oh, speaking of, and then you probably explain the situation, and basically, when you explain the whole thing, or do you?
Yeah.
Face
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I lay everything out, the original books and the possibility of getting Alamia
Yeah.
to transmit knowledge to the keep.
She looks at the books and she says, "We'll pay you 1,000 for these 3 books." And like Korvala says, "Okay." And bring us the heart. We'll see what to do with it. We'll bring your friend Nidalia, wasn't she? We'll bring her back. As Face Scribe so very well described and positioned, we'll be more than interested to have her offer maybe a position here. We will love to have a Lamia offer lectures here. It could be very enlightening, I think, for all of us. why are you doing that, basically?
I prefer reading transcripts. Faster.
We can have those as well. Do not be troubled. I know that you don't like to be in a room with people, although maybe that has changed a little bit.
They ask questions.
Yeah. You'll be more than successful, so I'm going to say that we'll honor our offer as we always do. You will get your 200 gold pieces each for a job well done. And also, because you were so successful in returning this and brought even more back to us, we're going to offer you the helm that we did, the helm of comprehending languages, and also one, minor trinket, magic object that maybe some of you may need now or in the future. So everybody gets an uncommon magic object. We can talk about this.
Ooh.
And welcome to level 3, everybody.
Yay!
And that's
Wait.
the end of the session
Level
and
2
of this
slots.
mystery. Yeah, level 2.
Wait, what happened with our druid? Did we lost him in the desert? He came back with
He
us?
hasn't. Chenda
They haven't
says
returned.
that he hasn't returned yet, but that they'll pay him at least a part of it. Once you explain the whole situation, how did it go? She says, "Well, okay, we'll do. We'll talk to him. That's how Stephen Reed works. We can. He's not that reliable, but it's okay."
I think
He's
that
good when he does.
I think that Taku, as soon as he had the money, he will run to Nadar Waters and give him what he took for the potion. Pay him for the opportunity to do this travel and to be his servant, and because he's a dragon, he needs more money.
Sure.
Now, does Balmeches get money? 'Cause-
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yes,
They
I'm
pay
going
you.
to put it all in here. I really appreciate it, and I'm going to make a very pretty face, and then I'm gonna turn around and think, I hate that stupid accent of yours anyway.
And you hear a voice in your head that says, "You know I can hear you, don't you?"
Yeah.
But it's okay. Everybody hates my accents. And that's going to be, I think,
Why-
the mystery. Well, thank you, buddy. It was long. It was a little bit, delayed, the ending, but
you see?
I think it was very nice. Yeah.
Balmeches
Uh,
helped people, and he
Yeah.
did nothing, and he got money, so that was
Yeah.
a very good day for him.
And a magic object, which you can
And a
choose.
magic
Any
object.
uncommon magic object that you want. So,
Mhm.
thank you. Well, how are you feeling,
Interesting.
everybody? Sorry there wasn't a fight, but it would have been probably a very one-sided fight. 7 jackal wares against
Yeah.
With
against
animated carpet and flying
Yeah.
swords. Yeah.
yeah. And they had even more nasty things inside. This is an adventure that is very hard to succeed at if you're just killing people and all that. But yeah,
Finally,
I had a lot of
level
fun.
3.
yeah.
I was
So that's-
I was very, very anxious to, because I didn't know if we were going to a fight or not, and if we end up in fist and they were innocent, I think I will feel
I mean,
very
They were not
bad.
innocent.
No,
Like, they were creating the Gingwatsim,
yeah,
and
but
the people were getting hurt.
yeah,
but
but they
they were
there was a
sympathetic.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I love this adventure, by the way. I read this adventure. If by any stretch of the imagination or chance make it that you, Alison, Huang, you're watching this, this adventure is awesome. You're awesome. I love running this. I love reading this adventure. Hannah, you did a great job as an editor as well. I can tell. This was a blast to read and a blast to run as well. I merely added, a little bit of flair here and there with some other things, but it was awesome. A very good adventure. I think most of these adventures have been pretty good. The ones
I
I've
mean,
read.
they are all like most adventures, like go inside, fight, kill something, and they all have like this another kind of twist, like
Yeah.
to investigate, to
Yeah, the first one was really, if you can watch it here if you want to.
Hey.
The Joy of Extra Dimensional Spaces I think is one of my favorite level 1 adventures I've ever read, because
it was really
it
fun.
doesn't actually kill the characters. Like most level 1 adventures kill the characters. They're too fragile and there's too many combats. And this one was investigation. It was pretty cool still. You were like in another dimension, traveling around a house.
I did like the fact that in that one, eventually you could guess the right answer. Like every room that you go into
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
a possible combat that could go very badly because we're level 1 characters.
Mm-hmm.
But once you have 4 or maybe fewer letters, you could basically start playing Wordle and start guessing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And-
Yeah.
You might get out of there after 3 fights, 4 fights.
Yeah. That's very good. This one has been very good. And the rest of them, which I've skimmed over, they all have more or less the same thing. They're like a mysteries. They're like and mysteries like in the sense of like, I don't know if you've ever seen this, like Murder She Wrote, which is called
Yeah.
Ghosty Mysteries. Yeah. La reportera del crimen en Spanish.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks
Which are
for-
called
thanks for the
cozy.
name.
Yeah, they're called cozy mysteries in English.
Wait,
So they're not
did you
really
know
about
there's-
killing anybody. No.
did you know there's a game that you are an old lady solving crimes?
Yeah, Brenda Wubey. I know it. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
a friend of
Yeah.
mine plays it. I say, oh my god, I have to be an old lady.
Yeah.
taking tea and solving crimes. We have
I
to
killed
play
Daniel
this
with this
game.
reference.
No.
I killed him.
Yeah.
I just killed him. Outright.
Yeah,
He's dead
she's
now.
laughing.
It was the translation. There's a reason I prefer to play D&D in
In English, yeah.
Like,
But yeah, well, you know, in case you speak Spanish, that's how I watched it originally with
Yeah.
my mom.
Me
Murder She
too.
Wrote, I love it,
I love that series.
and yeah, it's so it's these are kind of cozy mysteries, and I love them because once again, we've been running a lot of games which are very serious in nature and very
Yeah.
tragic in a way, and life or death, and these ones are much more relaxed. And then we have a freaking cat in the group.
Yeah.
For God's sakes,
A murderous
yeah.
cat.
A murderous
figure
cat,
out-
Yeah,
exactly.
Palmechas at one point he was very tempted of just doing really nasty things, and then he thought, okay, yeah, I need my way into the keep again.
I hope you get the opportunity
Um,
to do so in a future mystery or in another campaign you can use. I think we'll all be happy to see matches again in maybe
Yeah.
another alternate universe.
Very
Yeah,
fun.
we'll have conversations because now that he's in,
Exactly.
well, there are things.
So, well,
You're an
by the
evil
way,
cat.
it was evil.
they're a cat.
It's a cat.
Cats are evil.
I mean, I heard they're evil.
They are at best chaotic neutral.
Also, Juan, thank you
Yeah.
for this. Thank you for this.
oh yeah,
Oh,
Juan
yeah,
is the
that's
one that
amazing
drew the
art.
beautiful Saku.
No, yeah, that took a while.
image, yeah.
It was a very wow.
Yeah, I still have PTSD from that one. But,
Sorry.
you know, one thing that I was not expecting
Hmm?
from Zaku is that Balmeches actually sees him like I mean, not an equal, because all of you are
Inferior.
lesser
Yeah.
beings, but you, Zaku, and then the jackals, when they were telling their story, he was like, all right, I kind of dig these guys, like this Briar person. Yeah, he thinks he can get away with it, but she can't. He would go, "Blah," and then
Well,
Fucking cat.
I love Saku.
so that was interesting to discover, really.
I love Saku. I love this character. For the people that are watching this, he's my Curse of Strat character that Helena DM us privately. And I wanted to show to the people here in Average and be an excuse to get Nadar in the bank for a time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'd say it's one time at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I as I said, I've been running we've been playing and running a lot of like either dark adventures or very like epic, but very tense emotionally, and I was looking forward to running this one because it was so like, ooh, this is gonna be cool. And I know how you are as players, and I know that you're not going to kill anybody if you can avoid it.
Maybe it's a good time to tell that we are preparing something special in September for our
yeah.
national
National holiday.
National
holiday.
Yeah.
we live in
So it's
Chile,
gonna a
so
little bit
national
silly.
holidays for us is September. Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, we're going to if you
Hope-
like this, if you're still watching this and you like this, be on the lookout for something special in September, middle of September.
Mhm.
Like,
I mean,
Really
Odds
silly,
are,
silly.
if you're watching this, we've already recorded and released. I mean,
oh, that is true.
unless we have wild success, there'll be maybe 50 people who watch this episode before we release the special.
I'm,
So
I'm future-proofing this video.
yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
it should be called
future-proofing this
Ramada
video,
del
so-
Diablo.
And we
It's,
also should say that we're going to prepare. Daniel is going to prepare.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
Very much the
The-
opposite of this.
Yeah.
There is a lot of things that we are preparing.
A
Yeah.
one-shot new rules.
Yeah,
Special.
horde scenario, the against the horde pre-made scenario from Flea Mortals Packet 1, where the characters will die. It's just how many orcs can they kill, how many points can they rack up, and hopefully we'll be able to submit it to the official leaderboard.
I have to say, I'm looking forward to DM, co-DM, and
Oh yeah,
kill
that
our
would be interesting, 'cause
characters.
There's going
Our
to be a
players.
lot of. I don't think I've ever flat out killed a character. I've made them hit 0.
Yeah,
you
me
know,
too.
made them
I'm
make death saves,
Mm,
and I've certainly never done a TPK. And this is like going in.
yeah.
This is a TPK. So
Yeah.
You haven't
Because I don't-
ever killed a character?
I don't think
I-
so. I
I
know
don't
I've had
like-
them hit 0.
Elena,
never-
when
Yeah.
you vibe too.
Yes.
I mean that was a curse of Stratus. And I mean, I don't like to kill characters because people grow attached to them. So
Mhm.
unless they do something horribly wrong,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I am
I'm-
definitely
I'm-
going to
I'm-
be using the cup that you gave us, buddy.
It's going to
What?
fit perfectly for that session.
Yeah.
I gave them.
Wait, what is
I
this?
gave them.
Do you have one there?
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Yeah, he's gonna bring it now.
He's
Um,
a very cool cup. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very good. I try not to use it when we're playing this because it's not what we're
not
doing.
it's not my instinctual way of. This is not how I prepare sessions. This is not how I run them.
Yeah.
But for a pre-made scenario where it's literally how long before you die, it'll be
Yeah.
very interesting.
Exactly. Yeah.
I wanna
So
see.
The cup
I wanna
says,
see.
it says
Oh,
tears.
Tears
Oh
of
my
my
God.
Yeah. I remember that one. Yeah, I remember that.
That's a pretty cool cap. So yeah.
Yeah.
We have lots of stuff coming. So if you're still watching this, subscribe, give us a like, share it with a friend maybe or 100.
And maybe if you want to see something else to play,
That's-
we also
"Oh yeah,
try
also,
because we were
yeah.
talking maybe an alien one shot, a Call of Cthulhu one shot.
Yeah.
What about the apocalypse?
We're thinking about many games. So
Werewolf,
if you have
some-
any preferences you would like for us to play,
That would be
something,
really nice to
Mhm.
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can just send us a comment, leave a comment in one of these videos, and we'll try to bring it up to you because we're nice like that, and we like to play other games as well
Yeah.
besides D&D. So I don't know if anybody wants to say anything else, but I think it's a very good point to say goodbye to our audience.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody
Yeah.
for playing. Thank you everybody for coming and watching this if you're still here. And we'll see you for the next whatever
Wait,
crazy adventure.
Diego is
we'll do.
talking to us in his Sammy mode, like, "Are you done yet?"
Yeah.
Diego, go back to your honeymoon.
We missed Paki this session.
Yeah,
Definitely,
I know.
but I think this isn't the last of Paki
we
that
somehow
see.
managed to muddle through a social interaction without a face
Yeah.
character. It's like
Without
Exactly.
what?
we're gonna go with brutal honesty here.
Mm.
Hmm.
It's like
And
okay.
it worked.
And what?
And it worked. So we'll see each other other time, I think. So thank you everybody and goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.